Hi guys, it's Andy Robinson and thanks for checking out the channel, and today I'm bringing you a video about the Tamiya Grasshopper, legendary 80s iconic buggy. And also I run Blackpool and the Fylde Radio Control Car Club up in the area of Lancashire, northwest of England, if you're not familiar with it. And we've been, the last couple of months before coronavirus anyway, we were trialling a Grasshopper class or beam axle buggy class at the club, and there was a couple of us that had these, and we were running them in with the vintage class that we run, and we were just seeing what they were like to drive, how they went, etc, etc. And because we really like the idea of low cost budget racing where everyone's pretty much got identical machinery. So the Grasshoppers look great, and we thought it'd be a cool thing to do. So I thought we'd take a little closer look at that Grasshopper in front of you, which happens to be mine, and also a bit about some of the beam axle cars that you can run in the class. We just happen to call it Grasshopper class or Hornet class because it's easier. Okay, so I shall grab hold of the phone and we'll have a closer look at the Grasshopper. There we go. How cool is that? Tamiya Grasshopper. Now this one is a re-release, this one. So it's pretty new, but it's not a problem. I'd rather generally race a new kit with new plastics if I'm going to be racing them. Just personal preference really. Doesn't always work like that, but anyway, so that's my Grasshopper there. I say it's pretty box art, but I am waiting on a new body shell for it. Now I've gone and ordered the candy green edition body for this. Just because it's a little bit different. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the same decals on that come with it yet. I don't know, but I do like the candy green Grasshopper body, and yeah, we'll pop that on it. So that'll be quite cool. But anyway, this Grasshopper as well, I also use, besides for racing at the club, I do just use this all the time. Outside the front of the house, I've taken it on the beach, I do all sorts with it. It's cool, it's just cool to run around, and it looks ace. Right, so I'm going to take the body off now and have a look underneath. There we go, so it's pretty basic, as I'm sure most of you are aware of how basic a Grasshopper is. So we've just got the TBLE 02S brushed and brushless speed control there that you get with the kit. Now I've got this just running. I've took the 380 motor out and it's got a 540 can in it now, and it's fully bore race. That's the only other thing that I've done to it, and besides that it's just got a 2.4 gig radio system and a Savox. You see the Savox steering servo, and the rest of it is utterly kit stock out of the box. So apart from the bearings and the motor. Now for the class, for now, I am letting you people run either the 380 that comes in the motor that comes in the kit, or you can put a 540 in like I have. Now the reason for that is because, excuse me, I was trying to yawn then, because with some of the other beam axle cars, when I say beam axle, it refers to this here at the back. You can see the whole gearbox transmission is connected to the axle in one unit, and if we can do it, it moves from side to side like that. And you can see a proper picture of it there, and that's what I mean by it's like a solid beam. So we call it beam axle just for ease. Okay, so and there's a few other cars that you can run within this category. Now a lot of these other vehicles come with a 540 motor and not a 380, so that's why I'm allowing people to run either or for now, We'll see how it goes, and it's just personal choice then. So, what can you run in this class? Well, you can run Grasshopper 1 there, or the Hornet, which shares the same chassis as this. And then there is, what else is there? There is the Rising Fighter, Grasshopper 2. I think that came with a 380 motor as well, but you can put the 514 if you want. The Rising Fighter is a cross between a Mad Bull and a Grasshopper 2 really. It's the same chassis, different rear gearbox. In fact, that's the gearbox that the Rising Fighter uses there. So it's a bit of an amalgamation of both of them, but we'll let that into the class. You can use the lunchbox, Tamiya Midnight Pumpkin. They're on it. The same gearbox as the Grasshoppers. So yeah, you've got Hornet, Grasshopper, Grasshopper 2, Hornet 2. I'll say Pumpkin, Lunchbox. We'll even let the Mad Fighters, the what do you call it? Mad Fighter, Fighter Buggy RX, and the Mad Bull in the class, because they all pretty much are a very similar basic design and a beam axle chassis. In fact, we'll look at this one before, and I've showed you this car before in my other video on the Rookie Rabbit. But I used to run this, the Spring Championship we just had at our club. I ran this in vintage class, and luckily I was good enough to take first place in the vintage championship with that. It had a bit of a basher body shell on there. It had a different shell, same livery, but just a spare shell that I've got. That one stays on it when it's not running. And it had a better racing tyres on from Schumacher as well. But as you can see, that's the rear end there. That's the beam axle stroke all-in-one gearbox there. Again, which works in the same way as the Grasshopper. Again, it's on that suspension. You just twist side to side. Not a very good demonstration, that, I'm sorry. But yeah, so there's another example of what you can run. So the Fighter Buggy RX is pretty much identical to that there. This is just the Rookie Rabbit, which was a bit earlier. But it's the same chassis. I'll turn it upside down as well, you can see. You can look there. So all those vehicles had the 540 Silver Canyon as well. So as long as you've got any of those cars that I've mentioned, and you've got a 540 motor or 380 motor, that's absolutely fine. And the rest of it has got to be pretty much kit standard really. And in case you can put bearings in, if it's come with plastic bushings, you can put the ball racers in throughout. And other than that, that's it, it's out of the kit. Simple, cheap, fun racing. So I hope that's given you a little bit of insight. So and so hopefully when we get back racing at Blackpool and at the other clubs as well, but when we get back racing at Blackpool, we'll get a whole class, a whole field of these Grasshoppers and beam axle cars to race, which will be ace to see go around. And if we do, I'll get some videos posted up of that as well. So there you go, that's my Tamiya Grasshopper beam axle car. That's my Rookie Rabbit beam axle car as well. And as I said, just quickly, just in case you forget, you can either run Grasshopper 1, Grasshopper 2, Hornet, Super Hornet, a Lunchbox, Pumpkin, Fighter Buggy RX, Mad Bull, Mad Fighter, Rising Fighter, or Rookie Rabbit, in that class, as long as you've got bearings and the kit 380 or a kit 540 Silver Can motors. Okay, cheers for checking the video out, and I'll be posting up another one soon. Cheers guys, take care.